All right, guys. Determining trigonometric functions. We'll give you guys about 3 minutes to get settled, and we'll get started on this. What's the value of the cosine of negative 240? All right, so let's get looking at this, guys. All right, so this is pretty simple stuff, guys. Right? Everything here is derived from the unit circle. Even if you look at the unit circle that I have sent to you guys, or any unit circle that's actually online, you should be able to see the different values here. Hold on. Okay, so sorry guys. Yeah, so if you look at this right here, negative 240. So looking for the cosine of negative 240. Thinking like about the unit circle chart or reference sheet that I gave you guys, it actually tells you what's negative, what's positive, right? So I'm going to draw this one up. It says, what is the value of the cosine? Keep in mind the cosine will always be the x value of any coordinates, all right? So negative 240. I'm going to go draw up the unit circle. Negative 240 right here. I'm looking at the x. If you look down here, when I'm circling with my arrow or my mouse, you see that negative 1/2 at the value is going to be negative 1/2 at an angle of 240. Look at it. It's negative right here. Right? Everyone see that? First of all, who's here? Let me know. Because this is your participation grade. And let me go back right here. So we're looking at negative 1/2 as an answer. Then for 2 it says, what is the sine of negative 240? You want the sine of negative 240. So we're going to go right back to our trusty old unit circle. Sine of negative 240. Sine of negative 240 is going to be the y value, which in this case is going to be negative radical 3 over 2. Negative radical 3 over 2, so right here. Once again, it says, what is the value of the cosine of negative 120? Now we want the cosine of negative 120. I want to give you guys 2 minutes. Tell me what the sine of cosine negative 120 is. Who's here? Somebody let me know. I know there's 5 people in the room. Somebody let me know who's here. So I can just call on people. This will be your participation grade. Number 6. No one wants to volunteer an answer. It says, what is the value of the cosine of negative 120? So again, it's simple enough. I would just go to my trusty unit circle chart reference sheet. Right? So right there, here, negative 120 degrees. It's right here. Look what it says in red, negative 120. And they're asking for, in this question, the cosine of negative 120. So, negative 120, the cosine of negative 120 is going to be negative 1/2. Negative 1/2. 4 says the value of sine 60 and cosine 60. Let's see, what is the value of sine 60? Sine 60 degrees, let's go back to our trusted little chart. Sine 60 degrees is going to be radical 3 over 2. So right here, we put radical 3 over 2. Radical 3 over 2. Look, maybe looking at a product times, what's the cosine of 60 degrees? Go back over here. Cosine of 60 degrees. Cosine of 60 degrees. So we have 60 degrees right here, and we want the cosine of that. The cosine of that is, again, going to be the x value, which is 1/2. Which is going to be equal to radical 3 over 4. Matt, any questions on that, guys, so far? Let's look at question 5. Which is equal to the value, which is equal in value to sine 180 degrees? So we're looking at the sine of 180 degrees, right? So we go back to our trusty little chart. The sine of 180 degrees right here, right? The sine being y, so that's 0. Sine of 180 degrees is right here. That's 0. So we could say let's look at certain things. The cosine of 90 degrees is going to be 0 too. Sine 180 is 0. And the cosine of 90 degrees is also going to be 0. Why? Because you're checking the x-axis. So cosine 90 degrees. Six says, in the interval of 0 to 360, the tangent of x is undefined when x equals what? So the tangent of x would be undefined as if we have 1 over 0. Anything over 0 is going to be undefined. So the tangent of x, well, let's look at the tangent of x. Go back to our chart. So anywhere along this line right here, tangent of x, that's going to be 1 over 0. Tangent over here and here, right? So it's going to be let's look at answer choice 4. 90 and 270. At 90 degrees, right here, right? The tangent would be opposite over hypotenuse, right? Opposite over hypotenuse. So if this is entirely the degrees right here, right? Say let's draw a line from here to here. If you notice, both the x values are 0 at 90 and 270. That's making our value as the opposite, right? Sorry, it's the opposite over adjacent. Wow, what am I talking about? The tangent is the opposite over adjacent. The opposite over the adjacent. The adjacent in this case will be the x values, right? Opposite over opposite, so it's the opposite of that would be, I'm trying to see, would be opposite over adjacent. Okay. So at 270 and 90 degrees, because our x values are 0 there. Opposite would normally include the y over the x. When the y value is over the x and the x happens to be 0, you're going to be left with an undefined term. So in both of these, the x value is 0. So we will have an answer of, go back. Sorry. Essentially the sine value over the cosine value. Remember, tangent is sine over cosine. 7 says the value of 123 degrees 43 to nearest 10 thousandths is what? So for this, we're simply going to have to plug this into a calculator. And that's going to be negative 1.307. So you just plug it in as you see it. All right, so let's look at some more questions. I gave you these questions. I gave this worksheet. This is a JMAP worksheet, right? JMAP. and then put it in this code right here, guys. Come on. This code right here, guys. I don't understand why they don't like to give me. It's JMap, okay? Let me do, I have a little more time here. Let me do like another 3 more problems. Actually, I'm gonna do 8. I'm not gonna do 9 because those you can just plug in through the calculator. Actually, a lot of these you guys should just plug in. Oh wow. These are actually the entire back is just plugging into the calculator. Let me actually try to find another worksheet from the GMAP website and see what I can come up with. We did this before. This has to do with the reciprocal trigonometric identities that we did before the outbreak. Just so you know, guys, I'm using the study.com and I'm also using the Google Classroom, all right? Does anybody have any questions? Actually, I never did the reciprocal identities or normal identities with you guys. I might do that tomorrow. Yeah, I might do that tomorrow. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions. I know today's a little bit shorter, or actually I'll do it Friday, rather. All right, look, guys, is there any other question on this? Because I'll get prepared for my other class, actually a little bit earlier. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys the reciprocal and trigonometric identities. I'll probably upload that to the Google Classroom. Anybody want to find out information, please let me know if you have any questions. No one wanted to tell me who was actually here, so I can give you participation points. Anybody in the chat? All right, if there's no more questions, then I will go ahead. This is a pretty short lesson. Conclude this lesson and get ready for my other class. Right. Several times I asked me some questions. This worksheet, you know, I forget it's due date. It's due soon. All right, so there's no other further questions, guys. I guess we can end the session a little bit earlier. Please go ahead and do that sheet. JMAP is an excellent resource for a lot of these the stuff you need to learn this year. There's no regions. I guess you guys have all heard the news, but it's always good to notice. And you still have to submit all the work to me. All right. There's other requirements that I'm going to find out about again today. So please just don't fall behind and try to complete the study.com as well as the JMAP assignments, JMAP/Google Classroom assignments. All right. So I will see you guys. I'm going to end the stream now. Oh, I actually see you guys here. Wow, I don't know why it didn't come up on my phone. Okay, guys. See you next time. See you on Friday, guys.